Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We're looking at AMC, better known as AMC Entertainment Holdings, which is essentially taking people for a ride as of today because if we look at the price, we are down at $3.39 and the price that closed on Friday was $5.26. You're down nearly $2 in less than 24 hours if you use business days, not weekends. Essentially, everything has changed. Whatever you believed about AMC yesterday, I hope reality kicks in at some point because what we're looking at now is that the price is below its 5-day moving average and its 23-day moving average. The one interesting thing to me here is that we had 133 million shares traded, and the volume wasn't even considered to be like a top 10 day in terms of even just where we are relative to where we've been. And I say that because if you look back, we were at 256 million shares traded, I don't know, 20 days ago, maybe. That fact with AMC and the type of volatility that you're seeing in this price and in clearly the sentiment based off of the move today, it lends me to believe that this is going to be one of those relatively uninvestable type of securities just for now. I mean, if you look at this nine months here of monthly movement in the chart, the only reason why you'd want to buy that would be potentially just to hold the shares for historical value. I mean, I'm being respectful to the company. Obviously, I'd love to see a movie at an AMC, but when we look seriously at what the chart pattern is doing right now, I mean, okay, let's ignore the chart. Let's just look at the pure returns. So if we look across the day here, on a 1-day return, we're down 35%, 5-day 33%, 15-day 42%, 1 month 22%. Actually, not that bad, depending if you bought a month ago. 3 months ago, 33%, and 6 months ago, 44%. Now, the one thing that's most interesting to me too is that last Friday, the day that it closed at the end of last week, we were rolling positive in all of those categories. And we flipped completely across the board to double digit, not just single digit like we had before when we were talking about being positive on the 6 month. We were up 38 basis points. We're down 44% in a day. I mean, I'm going to ignore the signals that we see here when it says go long, go long. Those are just going to take a while to catch up. Even across the board, it looks like we have bullish short-term, intermediate term, and longer term. Still don't believe it, no matter what you tell me to do, because the market has just spoken. Price, no matter what, overrides everything else. Right now, we have a falling bear in the sentiment. Duh, saw that coming. Now, we look here at the trading signals. We got today. Tomorrow, we're going to have 3 of the bear Q3. This at least moves quick enough to be able to register the type of move that we saw today, where you get 3 signals to go bearish against 0 signals to go bullish, and you get a big coming fall bear, falling whatever. That signal right there signals a lot of change. I mean, this thing was at $60 just a little over 2 years ago, and now we are under $4 very convincingly. This is the first time we've been below $4 since 2020. I mean, right? Like, this is the first time that we've broken the $4 barrier. That's an important signal that you want to pay attention to if you're in AMC right now. I mean, I'm going to pay attention to it, but I'm not even in it, so I'm not really concerned with it. But when we look at the sentiment, everything was leading up. Everything has been relatively positive. The one thing that isn't positive is the type of action we've seen recently. The move that we've seen here, that's very negative, especially when it's down that much. Now, I want to look at that other day that was 255 million shares traded. I want to see. So this was an up day. So this was when it was up 32%. Okay, so this is just what this ticker does. It's just what AMD does. AMD swings wildly. Sometimes you're a bull, sometimes you're a bear. Hopefully don't get burned. That's really all you can hope for here, because when we're looking at this, even the volatility, this volatility doesn't even look like it gets that high, which is why relative to the correlation, which is in blue here, the sizing is kind of normal. It's just the swings. The difference between a 3 in volatility and a 0 in volatility doesn't seem that much, but percentage-wise is huge, and you can see that in AMC. Now, we can see that the correlation is essentially rising, but I'm going to forget all that. Essentially, what I'm going to think is that volatility is going to keep breaking out. This correlation is going to shoot down negative pretty quickly here, and it will break below this red line. We will see volatility increase. We're at the bottom of the range. This is just weird. The way that this thing has been moving, this setup is weird. Sometimes you see things in the market that really make you don't question if it's a coincidence or not, because obviously it's all just coincidence, because who's paying attention and fixing AMC? No one. But what we do see is that things kind of line up for when moments are about to happen. And the break that we see in AMC today is absolutely remarkable. And it is stunning when you think about the type of moves we've seen leading up to it. Could you have predicted this? Probably. I mean, you've been testing the $4 at 2022, the end of 2022. You tested it again in April. You tested it again in June. Now you've officially broken it. So the 4th time that you tested it, you broke the move. I mean, we look at the trade range even on the weekly, nothing to pay attention to there. I mean, tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Are you still holding AMC? But before you go, get the New High newsletter. We send you 25 stocks that are breaking out to your inbox every single Sunday for free. Go get yourself some. I'll talk to you soon.